Hey guys, DEK here with DEK Review Show, and I am going to do a Cyberpunk 2077 review. So that's the footage you'll be seeing here in a second. Now, Cyberpunk 2077 has had a lot of controversy around the game, so I am prepared to see a lot of people both like the review and equally hate the review. Just depend on what you played on and what your experience was in this game. If you had a bunch of issues like on the base PS4, then that's going to suck really bad, and I'm sorry that you experienced that. I personally played on the Xbox One X, and the Xbox consoles of games did not have as much issues as the PlayStation did. Of course, PC is the coup de grace of the platform to play it on. So my main issues was I had a bunch of crashes, I had a bunch of slight visual bugs, but nothing too bad. The worst thing for me was the crashes. And although I've had a little bit of glitches that just kind of halted progress a little bit by making me like fly into the water or something, it wasn't anything game breaking. So, you know, kind of take that with a grain of salt. This is going to be my review for Cyberpunk 2077 on the Xbox One X. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit the subscribe button and let me know down in the comments what you thought of that, about the game. I will see you all next time. Don't forget to game like a god. Stay tuned for the video. Hey guys, DEK here with DEK Review Show. What you are currently seeing is footage from my live stream for the Street Kid final mission in Cyberpunk. So some slight spoilers, but here's the review. Okay, now the game itself has had a lot of issues. Cyberpunk 2077. You may have seen the controversy around this game. I would hope you have seen it. If not, you're living under a rock somewhere. Now, I played this game on the Xbox One X, and despite of what many people say, the Xbox series of consoles didn't really have as much issues with this game as PlayStation did. PlayStation was by far the worst platform to play this game. Now, PC is obviously the best platform to play it, but the Xbox One X is second best if you don't count the new gens like PS5 and Series X. Now, that being said, I haven't ran into any game-breaking bugs or glitches that stopped progress. The most that happened was I see some visual glitches and stuff like that. The only big thing actually happened in this level. You're supposed to go save somebody, and while Rogue was in the elevator with me, she just kind of stood in the elevator while the elevator left her behind. We went down, she flew up to the sky and caused it to fail that part of the mission. Now, it was an optional task, but at the same time, that meant that the person I was supposed to save died. So there's part of that mission that I now probably won't be able to see. And it might have ended the outcome of the game, I'm not sure. But that's really the only issue I had that's like game breaking or annoying in that way. Other than that, the game just crashes a lot. Now, I noticed like it crashes a good 3 times if you're playing like for 3.5 hours, so about a crash an hour. It did crash less though once I realized that Cyberpunk for some reason got saved onto the Xbox's external hard drive instead of the internal hard drive. So I switched that over for the last like 3 hours of gameplay, and it didn't crash once. So that's really good. Now, the version of the game that I beat it on is 1.06. However, I started this game day one on release at midnight. when it became available. So I didn't see the real bad glitches people were talking about. That was post day one patch, or pre day one patch. But I get all of the stuff from patch up to, now. And I don't know. So the difference between this game and other games is in the first 5 minutes, I was already immersed into this world. Like, this was a very immersive game. But at the same time, that's kind of what makes it hit harder for people when it comes to both positives and negatives. So when it comes to being a game that's so immersive, it means that if something goes wrong, it's very noticeable. Now, Marvel's Avengers had a huge amount of game-breaking bugs and glitches and huge problems. However, it didn't get as much press as this game. Now, part of that is when you saw the graphics and the gameplay from Marvel's Avengers, nobody thought that was going to be a good game. Like, to be honest, nobody thought that was going to be some amazing groundbreaking game. They did before, but once they saw knockoff Avengers, their expectation lowered. And that's a big thing. Now, in Marvel's Avengers, the gameplay is boring, repetitive, and the story is okay, but it doesn't give you a reason to play. Plus, it's full of microtransactions. Now, all that being lowered, when you see a visual glitch like Captain America having buggy eyes, or his face morphs into Popeye, that is a problem, but it's not very immersive breaking, because your immersion was already broke when the game sucked. So that's kind of the difference between like Marvel's Avengers or like Call of Duty. It was, you couldn't barely play. The cutscenes in the campaign of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War was actually running at like 2 frames per second. And many people had that issue, but no one talked about it. Because Call of Duty's not meant as, like, people don't play it for the campaign most of the time. It's one of those games that everyone wants it for the multiplayer. Now, there are issues in like the Warzone part of it, because now when you open up, you take out your heartbeat sensor, it freezes. Now the big thing is, you go get your loadout, it freezes, which you don't want in the middle of a fight. But no one's really talking about that, because they still kill shit and have fun. It wasn't supposed to be, you're not supposed to be immersed in that world. Cyberpunk, you're supposed to be immersed in that world, and it does an amazing job at it. And that is why that, it gets so much criticism when you see an issue. Now, the immersion breaking stuff is bad, but at the same time, it could be overlooked. And when it's something minor, it's overlooked pretty easily. However, on PS4, you're not going to be able to do that. I, however, played on Xbox One X, like I said, and I didn't have that issue. Like, yeah, like a jacket will fly away, I guess. She'll stay in the elevator and just float up while I'm using the elevator down and stuff like that. But that's just like a second. And the game gets you back immersed into it 3 minutes later. So if it does break your immersion, you quickly get immersed again. Like, it's not something that stays immersion breaking. Unlike PS4, which has had that issue where once something breaks, it domino effects and everything starts breaking. That's, like, there's no excuse for that. Now, this has a bunch of issues with why this is. You will see a lot of people say, oh, it's because people were whining about, oh, it needs to come out, I don't care if it's not fixed, it needs to come out. Or, oh, well, they sent death threats to CD Projekt Red, and that's why they released it early. That's idiotic. If you believe that, that is idiotic. Like, no company is putting their existence on the line for a death threat. They didn't release a game early because of a death threat. That's just stupid. No company would do that. CD Projekt Red did not do that. So that's clear. You don't have to think about that. Like, that's not what happened here. Now, you also can't say the CD Projekt Red developers suck and all that shit. Because this is an amazing game. The graphics are really fucking amazing. The story is great. And it even hit those emotional times when I'm playing through some of these missions. And so you can't blame it on the developers. But you know who you can blame it on? The presidents and higher ups at CDPR. Those are the ones you gotta blame. The ones that released it anyway. The ones that didn't show off the console versions of the game, that only showed off the high PC versions. The ones that just marketed the game and wanted it released ASAP, no matter what. Those are the people you could be mad at. Not the developers who spent years of their life. Okay, so on the video right now, that's the elevator thing I was talking about, where she just kind of stood there and she floated up to the sky while we were going down. But yeah, that's the problem with this, right? Now, like I said, the graphics are amazing. The driving's a little weird, but to be honest, the driving is extremely good for a company that's never done driving. Like, if you told someone, here, drive this car in this game, and they'll be like, oh man, this isn't that good. And then tell them, well, it's made by the people who did The Witcher. And you'll be like, oh hell, this is a great improvement. You know? Like, they had a little bit of issue with their horses at first. It's a huge thing. And there's a lot of people saying, oh, this is Grand Theft Auto's better. Grand Theft Auto's better. This is not supposed to be Grand Theft Auto. This was not marketed as futuristic Grand Theft Auto. This was never seen as Grand Theft Auto. This is a completely different genre of game in total. And I think that's had a lot of miscommunication and misrepresentation with it. Because a lot of people wanted it to be Grand Theft Auto. You were never promised to do, like, to go golf with friends and stuff. I've seen people say they're mad that there's no casino. You can't go golf. Like, why do you want to go golf? That's not what this game is about. If you want to go to the casino, or if you want to go golf, or you want to go, you know, play a mini game or something, then go play Grand Theft Auto. That's not what this was for. And there's a lot of elements in this game which is CDPR's first. And although they're not the greatest, they nailed it pretty damn good, to be honest. So that's one thing that came down to it. You know, you could see a lot of heart and soul put in this game. Now, the stories are amazing. The side quests are good. The side quests are really fun. They put a lot more detail in the side quests than you would think. Now, on top of that, there's some more things with, I guess, the main story and the options. So, in the game, you could pick either Street Kid, Corpo, or Nomad. And this kind of changes how you play and who you are and stuff like that. Now, the only thing is it shows some dialogue option differences, which can change stuff. But at the end of the day, it's not that big of a difference. And I think that's kind of a little bit of a thing that sucks. But then they give you your levels and stuff. So you got different things. You got a character level. And you got a street cred level. Your street cred is based on what side missions you do. Who do you kill? How do you kill them? While your level is everything. Oh, you hacked. You killed someone. You raced. You boxed in a fight. And all of this stuff. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. So that you got that. Then you get attribute points. Now your attribute points work like special in Fallout. So you got your body, which is your strength and your physical fitness. You have your reflexes, you have your technical ability, you have your intellectual abilities, you have a cool ability, and stuff like that. And that increases stuff like, increase 1% crit chance, or increase 10% health. And then you have perk points, which you also get. And that is for doing individual tasks. Like, do you kill a lot of people with handguns? You're going to get a lot of perk points from handguns that could be used in any of the attributes. So, when you go to an attribute, say you pick your, like, reflex or something. So, you'll go to that, and then when you go to that, you have 3 more tabs, right? So, it's like, do you like machine guns? Do you like assault guns? Or do you like handguns? And then you can customize that. And that's where this game really shines. So, in my Street Kid build, I was handgun only. I used a sniper rifle for a good amount, but then handgun only, crafting all the way up. So I was able to craft everything, legendary, handgun only. And then I decided to play, okay, so am I going to be nice? Am I going to be kid? So I'm a Street Kid, so I did all the Street Kid options, because I want to see all the dialogue for it. But then I was like, alright, so I'm going to be handgun, I'm going to be kind and compassionate. That's how I'm going to play it. However, with the Johnny Silverhand storyline with Keanu Reeves, I wanted to become Johnny. So then I was like, alright, I'm going to use all of Johnny Silverhand's gear. I'm going to focus on that. And I'm going to do all the options he would do. And slowly get my main character to become him. And that was kind of the thing I was playing through. And I played balanced. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to be balanced. I'm going to get a little bit of everything. A little bit of hacking, a little bit of gunplay, a little bit of stealth, a little bit of cybernetics, all that. Now when I went through to Nomad, I was like, I'm going to be silent. Anytime it gives me an option to not talk, I'm not going to say shit. I'm just going to be silent. And that's another secret ending. So I was just silent about everything. And then I was like, I'm going to play no cybernetics. Alright. So no cybernetics and no talking. Pretty hard game to play. Especially when I'm playing on the harder difficulties. Now, I've seen a lot of videos of like AI being dumb. But I don't know why or where they're doing. Unless they're playing on like easy mode. Because the AI was pretty damn fucking difficult on this game. Now, I played on normal, hard, and very hard. And I played Corpo. Corpo was full cybernetics and like hand-to-hand combat, melee weapons. So there's different ways to play this game, and that's what makes it really fun. You could choose the characters you want to be and how you play it. So, at the end of the day, that's kind of where do you stand, right? Now, is this a perfect game? Oh, absolutely not. Could this have been a perfect game? Absolutely. This could have been fantastic. This could have been the best game ever. Now, the issue is they kind of screwed it up, right? The presidents and the higher-ups of the company. Now, here's where my rating's going to go. So, if you're playing on base PS4, I understand if you give this game like a 4. Now, if you don't count that, like say if you're playing on Xbox One X, like I did, or the PS4 Pro, or PC, or the new gens, what should the game be? So, I think if you're playing on a PC, you're looking at about a 9 or a 10, to be honest. Not perfect, but even with the glitches, I think it's well worth the play. Now, next, the new gen, it's going to be lower. You're going to be looking at about an 8. Maybe you can get up to a 9, depending on how many issues you have. And then let's talk about what I played on, the Xbox One X, and my actual rating. So my actual rating for this game is going to be an 8 out of 10. An 8. Even with the glitches, even with the problems. I played on 1.06. And even with all the issues I witnessed, it did not take away the game for me. I have been waiting for this game since 2012, when it was first announced with the lady jumping off the skyscraper. And I think it's well worth it. I am happy with this game. CD Projekt Red nailed it out of the park. It's only going to get better. And it's going to have free DLC. Yes. Like, you can't be better than that. So they're already working and improving the game greatly. And you get free DLC on top of that. This game was real worth it to me. Like, I do not regret paying what I paid for it. Like, paid full price on release. I will never get a refund for this game. I'm planning on playing this game again. I'm playing 3 separate Let's Plays. I am playing a Street Kid, a Corpo, and a Nomad. And you know what I'm going to do after that? I'm going to go play The Witcher 3. And then when I upgrade my setup, you best believe I'm going to do another Let's Play. And when DLC comes out, I am playing that DLC every time. Like, it's just, I can't get enough of this game. I love it. This has become one of my favorite games. To be honest, like, my favorite games would be, you know, Kingdom Hearts 2 is probably really, like, we'll do that, we'll do series. My favorite series of all time is Kingdom Hearts. My second favorite is Legend of Zelda. Cyberpunk 2077 has got to be third. If it's not third, it's in the top 5. Like, Cyberpunk has been amazing. And I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed my time with it. So yeah, my rating's an 8 out of 10. Like, if you had issues, then I'm really sorry. That really sucks for you. But for the minimum amount of issues that I had with this game, clocking in over 100 hours, 150 hours, like, I just, you know, I enjoyed myself. And at the end of the day, this is my opinion, my review. So, you know, that's all I got. That's all I can really say about it. If you did enjoy this video, hit that subscribe button, leave a like. But let me know down below, did you have fun in this game? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? Or did you have any issues with this game? Tell me what you would rate this down in the comments, and let me know what you thought about it. And please, guys, don't be hateful to other people in the comment section. Like, if someone enjoyed this game, you know, don't call them out on it. And if someone hates this game, don't be rude about it, you know. A lot of people had a lot of different reactions with this game. So, I will see you all next time. And don't forget to game like a god. Thank you. Peace.